What is your stance on premarital sex?
What is my stance on premarital sex? It's bad, you're going to hell.
Sorry.
So, don't do it. Leave that to me.
That's your real answer?
No, I
I
don't
thought
know.
you said something a little different earlier, huh?
Yeah, premarital sex. Not as a moral. I'm trying to tiptoe around this as best.
No one.
Premarital sex. Well, I mean, look at Freud. Like he didn't find anything inherently or wrong with it, but at the same time, like he was a big advocate. Like he didn't let his daughters date till they were whatever, and like he was a big advocate of chastity and all that. So while I don't find anything inherently wrong with promiscuous or premarital sex, I don't myself feel propelled to do it just because I might morally advocate it, or more, not morally, but I might not find anything wrong with it. So there's.
So what's your stance on premarital sex?
It's kind of funny because I was asked that once when I was like maybe 14, and we were walking through this town. I guess there was a church group, and they had a video camera, and they asked me and my friend, so what do you think about not having sex till you get married? And both my friend and I, we thought they were kidding, and we just started cracking up into their camera, and we're just like, haha.
This is in Germany?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're just like, haha, very funny, and walked on. Because we didn't actually think that they were serious. Because it's just one thing that my parents said, like, before you decide that you want to marry a guy, you need to know about this guy. You need to know what he's like. You need to know what it's like to live with him. You need to know these things because you don't want to make a decision like that based on not knowing as much as you can about him. And so sex definitely is important to know about too, because you might not really like what that person is like with that or whatever, and so it's important for you to know. And so I was one of the people that waited longer because I really wanted it to mean something, but I did have sex for the first time when I was 16. So, for me, that was late, because most of the people around me started when they were 13, 14 or whatever, and I always knew for myself I wasn't gonna have sex with anybody if I wasn't in love. And then even when I had my first boyfriend, it took over half a year, it was like 7 months for me to feel comfortable to want that, because at first it was just totally out of the question, because I knew that wasn't gonna. So it was just a really, really different way of growing up, and just it wasn't anything that I ever considered.
What causes guilt?
Freud.
What causes guilt?
I mean, shame, but it's sort of the same thing. The idea of just being afraid of something, being afraid of your own self and your own opinions.
So do you think guilt is good or bad?
Guilt is bad. Well, it depends on the thing, because sometimes guilt can be caused by, the society and everybody around saying one thing and you're something else. And I mean, people have killed themselves over guilt. But on the other hand, like, if you do something wrong and then you feel guilty for it, I mean, it can be argued.
Well, pleasure is that all it comes down to? Like, is anything that we're looking for just is the end pleasure? I would hope to say no. If it is, it's kind of sad, but I guess that's not a belief. So no, I would say no. And the whole Freudian everything comes down to sexual pleasure, and everything is just a degree of that. I would say no. There's a lot of different things out there, and I would hate to see the end of everything. The end for which, what is it? The end
The end of our lives?
Well, no, the end, like the end of, like me, or that for which, and I would like it to be more than just pleasure.